Put-in-Bay Road Races Reuinon brings vintage sports cars to the middle of Lake Erie. MGs swarm the Put-in-Bay Road course in 1956. Photo by Stu Kerr courtesy of the Put-in-Bay Road Race Heritage Society. It was number 39, the likeliest spot for a speed mecca, just a little village on a little island in Lake Erie, but there was something special happening in Put-in-Bay, and the racers knew it. For a few memorable years, they drove their MGs, Austin Healers and Porsches to Ohio, and number 39's northern shore, rolled onto a car ferry bound for South Base Island and rolled off onto one of the last real American road courses. In 1957, Bill Jackson was one of 5 freshly minted East Coast Morgan factory drivers. We had to pay $2,500 apiece for them, a little discount on a competition model. After that, Morgan would pick up all of our expenses, he says, when he heard Put-in-Bay and number 39's call. I and number 39D driven for Morgan for 6 or 7 months and I got my draft notice. All of the honest-to-God road races were disappearing. Watkins Glen had gone to a closed course, Bridgehampton had gone to a closed course, almost all the West Coast tracks were closed courses. Not Put-in-Bay. The village in number 39's Main Street, Delaware Avenue, hosted a course in number 39's starting line, kicking off 3.1 miles of harrowing corners, questionable road surfaces and a 5,825-foot whopper of a straight that made drivers wring out their small displacement machines for all they were worth. All on public roads. The safety barriers? Hay bales. Concern for safety was not quite at today and number 039's level when the road races were initially run. Photo by Stu Kerr courtesy of the Put-in-Bay Road Race Heritage Society. I figured when I came back after being in the Army for 2 years, all of the road courses would be gone. So I had our mechanic go over the Morgan, got it all in race tune and I just took off. Production cars in and number 39:57, you didn't and number 39D trailer them. You and number 39D drive them to a track, take the windshield off, we didn't and number 39D even have roll bars. Anyway, I had a late entry so I missed the lottery for starting position, and I ended up last on the grid. He can still talk you around the course, through each turn and every overtake, as he recounts his E-production class win from that last place start. After the race, he hit the road, not even spending the night on the island. That and number 39's how they did it back then. The Put-in-Bay Road races ran from 1952 to 1959 and then one final time on an abbreviated course in 1963. No big purse to contest there, it was racing for racing in number 39's sake. Restricting road cars to 2.0 liters and under added a safety factor that probably made the thing possible in the first place, even as it kept big-name drivers away. But the participants had to have known it cooled and number 39 till last forever, the cars were getting to be too fast. We feel like we have known the Duke of Richmond forever. We are, perhaps like you, more familiar with his previous title, Lord March. But with the passing of his father Charles Henry Gordon Lennox. In 1959, you had Manny Holder in the Porsche 550 Spider going 140 miles an hour down Cooper Straight into town, says Manly Ford, Put-in-Bay Road Races Reuinon event coordinator and owner of a positively gnarly race prep 1952 MGTD. Imagine the roads being just chip and peel, some not even that, and much rougher. Down on Meechin Road, there were ruts from a tree that would just trip the bottom out of a car if it was too low. The long straight was the longest in sports car racing, around a mile long. Can you imagine driving a bug-eyed Sprite flat out for a mile? Ford never witnessed the road races in their heyday, but like many of the guys at the reunion, and this becomes apparent as soon as you get them talking, he carries a deep knowledge of, and appreciation for, the ones who raced back then. He and number 39's been involved with the event in one way or another since it began back in 2009 as sort of an informal SVRA Mid-Ohio Vintage Grand Prix spin-off. Vintage race organizers Jack Worrell and Bob Williams thought it and number 39 Be nice to invite sports car racers up to the island for a little get-together. The response was overwhelming. It seemed like there was something to this thing. As Ford tells it, Worrell, now the event and number 39's race director, asked him to see if Put-in-Bay and number 39's airport would be amenable to hosting a wheel-to-wheel racing event at some point. Improbable as it seemed, the Flyers went for it. The next year, we had a few cars come in autocross on the taxiway. Then, in 2011, they shut the airport down. I picked 10 cars, including my own, and we set up some pylons and we ran a much shorter version of the course. In 2012, we started with the full course, and it and number 39 has been growing ever since. Manly Ford and his MG. Photo by Graham Kozik. Which brings us to the 2017 Put-in-Bay Road Races Reuinon, held the Monday and Tuesday before Labor Day. It and number 39 as the 9th running and, per consensus, the biggest and best to date. 2018 and number 39's Reuinon is scheduled for the last week of September. By Sunday evening, when the racers are rolling in and settling down, the tide of bachelorette parties that swamps Put-in-Bay on weekends has largely ebbed. Thursday night and number 39's Blowout Toby Keith concert is a comfortably distant threat. The place is, more or less, tranquil, at least until the odd TR6 buzzes by. South Base Island has changed a lot since the 1950s, it and number 39's more developed, and many of its grand old landmark buildings are gone, but it and number 39's still a unique place, the right sort of spot for a few days of automotive escapism. You can feel it. Monday morning, the drivers and number 39 meeting. Our level of competition is 8/10. Worrell stresses to the crowd, which isn't and number 39 exactly youthful but is definitely too young to have raced Put-in-Bay the first time around. Mike Cardo's and number 39 know what 8/10 means, some driver mutters under his breath. Therein lies the contradiction at the core of vintage racing. While motorsports is supposed to be about pure competition, this event and others like it ask competitors to dial it back and always are on the side of caution. That and number 39's another discussion for another day. This particular day starts around 10 a.m., after the island mail plane takes off and the last hay bales and barriers go up on the 1.2-mile course. Barky little alphas, grinning Triumph TREs, the odd single-seat Lotus all roll out of the pits for practice, then racing, 2 solid days of it. The Midwest loves its Euro sports cars, and Put-in-Bay is an ideal venue for that love and number 39's expression. You can and number 39 get into much trouble on the course, then, as now, hay bale barriers done in number 39 do serious damage. There in number 39's no money on the line. Races aren't in number 39 even timed. Boutique car manufacturers come and go, often without ever having produced a single viable vehicle. When Gordon Murray announces that he's going to launch his own performance car company. There in number 39's a parade lap, a blessedly fast-paced parade lap, of the old road course Monday evening. It and number 39's a high point for drivers and a respectful way to tie the event and number 39's past to its present. Riding shotgun in Ford and number 39's DD, now putting down well over double its stock 54 horsepower, I get an immediate sense of how wonderfully insane those old races must have been. Without missing a beat, Ford points out the trickiest corners, the most infamous jumps, the site of the gas station cars careened into. And remember, the roads were worse, and narrower, back then. There and number 39's no passing allowed, but even from the passenger and number 39's seat, the urge to overtake is overwhelming. Ford says 2017 and number 39's turnout, around 100 race cars and 60 street cars, is about as large as he and number 39's like to see the field get when it comes to registered entrants. There in number 39's no reason that it could and number 39 go on like this indefinitely, as an event for and by racers. It works beautifully. Yet it could be a bigger spectator draw, especially if it picks up cues from England and number 39, Goodwood Revival, which Ford cites as one of his inspirations. It and number 39, the whole experience. I and number 39, V told the Islanders, you could make this and number 39 50s week. Get everybody to dress up, change the street signs, change the jukeboxes. Land some vintage planes at the airport. Fill the harbor with mahogany runabouts and old limans. It just might work. There are no, well, not too many, at least, fancy pit crews in vintage racing. When your car breaks, you have to fix it yourself. Photo by Graham Kozik. Which is N number 39, to detract from